Oh, and miss the point of your journey. Look, let's not lie to ourselves. Life is messy, and so are you. You're a mess. But guess what? So am I. We all are. Now, here's the wild part. You don't have to clean it all up before you get help. We got this idea somewhere, somehow, that before we can be accepted, before we can be loved, it's the point of your journey. We got to have it all together. Like we're trying to show up to some divine job interview wearing our best version of ourselves. Fake smiles of clothes, scripted prayers. Nah, that's not how it works. She was up in the dirt, in the chaos. In the middle of your disaster, you think you got to wait till you stop drinking. Let them counter your journey. Wait till you fix your marriage. Wait till you stop watching what you shouldn't be watching. Wait till your mind isn't racing with stuff you can't say out loud. You don't have to be clean to be close. That sentence flips everything we've been taught upside down, doesn't it? We've been told directly or indirectly. Missed point, you have to clean your journey, that you have to clean yourself up before you're worthy of, before you're allowed to walk through the doors of a church, before you can pray, before you can belong. The message we absorbed is simple as God helps those who help themselves. Sounds noble, right? Except it's not real. It's not true. Letting you out, left and missed point of your journey. It's not how this actually works. Let's be real here. If we had to be clean before we could be close, none of us would ever make it. We'd all be out in the cold forever. Because no matter how many good decisions we make, how hard we work, how spiritual we act, we still mess up. Every single one of us. And miss the point of your journey. There's no clean enough bar you can reach where you suddenly become worthy of love. That's not the deal. That was never the deal. What if I told you that closeness isn't the reward for being good? It's the beginning of being healed. Think about that. Being close comes hard before being clean. You draw near out and miss the point of your journey, right where you are, mess and all, and that's where the real work begins. That's where healing starts. That's where you stop performing and start becoming, not by pretending to be okay, but by being real about where you're at. So many people are dying inside, not because they're beyond saving, and they miss the point of your journey. But because they think they need to save themselves first or lies deadly, it keeps people locked in shame. It keeps people from reaching out like they're too dirty, too far gone, too unworthy to come close. But the truth, he already knows every dark corner of your life, every mess, every failure. Miss the point of your journey, every thought you don't want to say out loud. And still, you are wanted, not after you fix, not after you stop doing that thing, not after you pretend for a few months right now, as you are. So closeness is the cure, not the reward. That's what grace means. That's what love actually looks like. You come broken. Let them cut you out and miss the point of your journey, and you're still welcomed. You come ashamed, and you're still embraced. That's not weak. That's the strongest kind of love. A love that doesn't flinch when it sees your flaws. A love that doesn't demand you be spotless to be seen. A love that moves dive toward you, not away from you. So stop waiting. Let them cut you out and miss the point of your journey. Stop scrubbing yourself down like you're trying to pass a test. He's not a teacher grading your life. I'm not a bouncer at the door checking your record. He's a restorer. A friend that walks into the ER of your soul, not after you've been discharged, but while you're still bleeding. Let them point out and miss your journey. You don't have to be clean to be close. You just have to be honest enough to show up. Your mess doesn't scare him. Let that settle in for a moment. The parts of you that you try to hide from everybody, the stuff you bury, the things you regret, let them count you point of your journey. The failures you hope no one ever finds out about, none of that makes him flinch. None of that causes him to back away. He doesn't pull back when you get honest about how broken things really are. In fact, it's the opposite. That's when he steps closer. You ever notice how people get uncomfortable around mess? Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. We see someone breaking down, confessing what they're going through, and suddenly the room gets quiet. Awkward. People shift in their chairs because we don't know what to say. We don't know how to handle brokenness. We don't want to see it. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. It's easier to keep things neat and tidy to deal with people once they've pulled themselves together. But that's not how he operates. He walks straight into the wreckage. He's not afraid of addiction. He's not overwhelmed by depression. He doesn't avoid you because you're anxious, angry, bitter, or burnout. Cut you off journey and miss the point of your journey. He doesn't sidestep your shame. He's not bothered by your doubts, your habits, your past, or your present. The stuff you think disqualifies you, that's the very place where he wants to meet you. That's where grace does its best work. Right in the middle of the mess. See, we're used to conditional love. Let me miss the point of Lev County Core journey. We're used to people who to peel with and disappear when we get too heavy. We're used to friends who fade out when we stop pretending everything's fine. But this isn't that kind of love. This love walks into the house when the roof's caving in. It picks up the pieces with you. It's kind of, it doesn't your journey. It doesn't wait for the fire to go out. It sits with you in this. Some of you think you're too far gone. Like your mess is the one mess that finally pushes him away. But that's not possible. You don't have the power to scare him off. You're not that intimidating. Let come on you want to point your journey. There's no version of your brokenness that makes him say, nope, you already saw it. He already knows. And still he stays. Still he chooses you. That doesn't mean he wants you to stay in the mess forever. Don't twist it. But it means he's not waiting for you to climb out on your own. Let them count you out your journey. He'll sit with you in the darkest place, hold you in it, and say, we're going to walk through this one step at a time. No judgment, no shame, just love steady and unshaken. So stop thinking you've got to clean it all up before he'll come close. He's already in it with you. He's not pacing at a distance. Let it count you out and miss the point of your journey, arms crossed, waiting for you to figure it out. He's kneeling in the dirt beside you, sleeves rolled up, saying, I'm not going anywhere because your mess doesn't scare him. Not now, not ever. you out and miss the point of your journey. Stop waiting to get better. Like, they get better before you get honest. Just that mindset will keep you. It'll keep you stuck in a loop where you're always almost ready on it, but never actually free. You tell yourself, once I stop doing this, once I feel stronger, once I get back on track, then I'll talk about it. Let them count your hurt and mispinch you out, miss the point of your journey. Then I'll reach out. And then I'll pray. But the truth is, if you wait until you're better, you'll never be honest, because there's always going to be one more thing that isn't fixed yet. Let's tell the truth here. We're scared of honesty, not because we don't know what's wrong. Letting you out of your journey and miss the point because we're ashamed of how wrong it is. We think if we say it out loud, they'll be rejected, judged, disqualified. So we bury it. We paint over it with, I'm fine. We fake it until we're exhausted. But what if I told you healing doesn't come after you're better? It comes you after you're real. Doesn't point you out of your journey. Honesty isn't weakness. Honesty is the doorway to freedom. When you open up, when you say, this is where I'm actually at, that's where at the moment things start to shift, because you can't fix what you're pretending isn't broken, and you can't grow if you're hiding in the dark. Here's what's wild. Let you never out. Let and miss the point of your journey. The more honest you are, the more help you invite. The more pretend, the more you pretend you become. See, pride will convince you to sufferance, but humility says, I don't have it together and I need help. That's not a failure. That's the most powerful place you can be. Let them count and miss you out at the point of your journey. That's where change actually begins. It's not about airing your dirty laundry to the world. It's about getting honest with yourself, with the one who sees it all anyway, and with someone you trust. It's about dropping the act, dropping the script. No more filters, no more carefully crafted answers. Just truth, raw. Let them count you hurt and never and miss the point of your journey. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment when you've finally shaken the addiction, when your marriage is back on track, when your faith feels strong again. But hear me, you honesty isn't for the moment you've made it. It's for the moment you're barely holding on. That's when it matters most. You're now, and life says the point of your journey. You're not ready. The truth says, oh, you're ready when you're honest. It's about being fixed. This isn't about being found. And the only way is to stop hiding. You might be brute battered. You might be real life. Better don't beyond repair. You're not disqualified. Let them count and miss the point. You're out and miss. You do have to real see. Be waiting.
Stop waiting.
Own the struggle thing. Let the light in, because healing doesn't start with perfection. It starts with honesty, and you don't get better by pretending. You get by telling the truth, even when your voice shakes. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. Church isn't for the polished and for the broken. Somewhere along the way, we flipped the script. We made church like a showroom instead of hospital. A hospital, like it's a place for the people who have together, who talk in soft voices, smile at the door, and carry Bibles like accessories. And count you out and miss the view was never the point. Never. Church was meant to be the place you run to when life falls apart. The place you feel ashamed to walk in was meant to be a refuge, not a performance hall. But we turned it into a place where people feel like they have to fake it to fit in, dress a certain way, talk a certain way. Let them hear about you out and miss the point of your journey. Pretend their world isn't falling apart just to sit in the park, just to sit in the pew. Now, people stay away because they don't want hope, but because they don't think they're ready for it. But here's the truth, Lou. You don't have to be fixed to walk through the doors. You just have to be real. Let them count you earned and miss the point of your journey. You just have to be willing to show up, not polished, not rehearsed, not picture perfect, just present. We need to stop making church feel like a place for the good people, because there's no such thing. Got something. Everyone's carrying pain, regret, guilt, questions. And if they're not, let them count you in your journey out and miss the point of your journey. They're lying. Nobody's that perfect. We're walking stories with jagged edges. The people Jesus reached for well-behaved ones sitting in front rows. It was the ones everyone else ignored. The messy ones, the outcasts, the failures, the doubters, the ones still bleeding from life's punches. Let them count you never out and miss the point of your journey. He didn't say when you got it together. He said, as you are, come as the invitation. And that should be the tone of every church. You shouldn't have to wear a mask to worship. You shouldn't have to pretend just to be accepted. This isn't a costume party. It's a soul rescue mission. Let them point you out of your journey. People are dying inside, thinking they're not good enough to belong. But the truth is broken is exactly where you're supposed to be, because that's where the real stuff happens. That's where the healing begins, not in the spotlight. In the honesty, in the pain, in the process. So if you're struggling, let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. If you're not disqualified, if you're hurting, you're not in the wrong place. You're in the right place, because church isn't supposed to be a reward for the righteous. It's supposed to be a shelter for the shattered. And if a church forgets that, let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. It's just a building full of pretending people playing religious games. Nobody's life gets changed in a lie. You don't need to come in with answers. You don't need to be okay. You need to come in, come broken, come bruised, come bitter if you have to. Just don't stay away. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. Church was never meant to be a museum for the clean. It's a hospital for the hurting. Shame builds walls. Honesty breaks walls. That's not just a cute line. That's the truth that could set you free if you let it. Is sneaky. Shame is free. It doesn't come in screaming. It whispers. It tells you to keep quiet. Let them spout you've been hurt out and miss the point you out. You've never the hurting. It tells you point of your journey one. It convinces you that if people really knew who you were, what you've done, what you think about late at night, they'd walk away. And so you hide. You smile when you want to scream. You say you're fine when you're falling apart. Let them point you out and misspent your mom's room of your journey. You keep your mouth shut where you should be speaking, should be asking for help, should be telling someone really going on, and all the while, shame is stacking bricks around your life, one by one, until before you know it, you're trapped behind a wall you built yourself. out of silence. Let them count you out at the point of your journey. But here's the thing, shame only has power in the dark. Yeah. So that's its fuel. As long as you keep your siegel a secret, it owns you. It isolates you. The moment you speak it out loud, the grip starts to break. That's where honesty comes in. Honesty doesn't make everything magically easy. Let them point out, them count you out, and miss the point, but it opens the door, it tears a hole in the wall, lets light in, and light is where healing lives. You don't have to tell everyone everything, but you need to tell someone. You need one space, one conversation where you stop editing yourself. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey, where you stop censoring the truth because you're afraid of how it sounds. Because here's what you'll find on the other side of that honesty by Ed. You're not the only one. You're not weird. You're not broken beyond repair. You're just human, and you're loved in the middle of your mess, not in spite of it. Count you and hurt. And miss the point of your journey. We got this backwards idea that the way to get better is to clean yourself up, hide your flaws, and show up everything's under control. But that's how people stay stuck. Real healing begins when you say, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I've been carrying. And suddenly them count you out and miss the point of your journey. The shame that felt so heavy starts to lose its weight. Because shame can't survive in a space. Survivor truth is the enemy of your soul wants you isolated. He wants you convinced that you're too far gone, too dirty, too disappointing. He wants to trap you in that wall of shame and keep you silent. But freedom, never been hurt. Let them count, point you out of your journey. Freedom starts with one brutally honest moment, raw sense, one confession that sounds like weakness, but it's actually strength. I'm not okay. So knock the wall down. Right. Not with performance, not pretending, but with the wrecking ball of honesty. Because the longer you hide, the longer you hurt. And you were never meant to heal in hiding. Shame builds a prison, but honesty holds the key. Out and miss the point of your journey. He doesn't meet you after the storm. He steps into it with you. That's the kind of love we're talking about here. Not some distant, detached, hands-off kind of love. Not the kind that shows up once you've cleaned up the wreckage, dried your tears, and figured out how to fake a smile again. No. Let them count you, miss point of your journey. This is a love that walks right into chaos, right into the confusion, right into the ugly middle of it all, and says, I'm not leaving. See, most people only know how to love you from a distance. They're cool with being there when things are calm, when your story is easy to listen to. And miss the point of your journey. When your mess doesn't inconvenience them too much. But once the storm hits, once you start falling apart, a lot of folks disappear. The calls stop, the invites dry up, and you're left feeling like nobody wants to deal with the real you. But this love, this one doesn't flinch, doesn't fade, and miss the point of your journey, doesn't turn away. When the skies get at dark, in fact, the storm is where he shows up strongest. He doesn't wait for you to walk out of the wreckage before he shows his face. He walks ours into the wreckage with you. Not judging, not fixing everything to snap, just present, steady, unmoving. And miss the point of your journey. That's the part we don't always understand. Presence doesn't always look like rescue. Sometimes it looks like just sitting with you in the middle of the pain, letting you cry, letting you rage, letting you feel it all, and still saying, I'm here. No lecture, no list of what you should have done differently. Let them count you out as the point of journey. Just presence. Because when your world is collapsing, what you need most is someone who won't leave. The storm doesn't scare him. The questions, the heartbreak, the shattered faith, the stuff you don't even know how to pray about anymore. He's already there in the middle of it. Not pacing at a distance of your journey, waiting for you to get it together, but right beside you, heart open, arms steady. That's love. Not running from the hard parts, but stepping deeper into them. And let's be honest, storms don't just blow over in a day. Sometimes they last for months, sometimes years. Let count you out and miss the point of your journey, and you might not feel his presence in the way you expect, but it doesn't mean he's not there. Sometimes his presence is quiet strength. Sometimes it's the one person who texts you when nobody else does. Sometimes it's breath in your lungs when you thought you couldn't make it through another day. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. He's not waiting at the finish line. He's walking with you step by step through every downpour and breakdown and sleepless night. That's what real love does. It doesn't just cheer when you've made it out. It holds you up when you feel like you won't. So, no, he's not waiting on the other side of your storm. Let him miss the point of your journey. He's in it with you right now, and he's already there in that moment, in that mess with you. Not waiting for you at the finish line, arms crossed, going, well, took you long enough. Say no, he's in the mud with you, saying, let's get through this. Let him count you point of your journey together. We got people in church every Sunday acting like they're fine, dressed up Bible in hand. Meanwhile, their life's on fire back home, and they're scared to let anybody see it. Why? Because we taught people they need to be cleaned up to be loved. We turned healing into a performance. That's garbage. All right, let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. It's fake, and it's danger if you're waiting until you're clean to reach out. You'll never reach. Let me say that again. If you're waiting to be whole before you come close, you'll stay far forever. But here's the freedom. You can be broken, angry, depressed, ashamed, and still be held, still be loved. Let them count you out and miss the point of your journey. Still be healed. You don't need to fake it. You don't need to hide it. You just need to be honest. That's where change starts, not when you're cleaned up, but when you're real. So bring the mess, bring the habits, bring the heartbreak, bring the good all. Because he's not scared of your mess. Your journey's right into it for you. And if he's not scared of it, why are you still hiding in it? Come out, be seen. Not perfect, just present. Not fixed, just found.